Hi, Cheri. How are you?
I'm good, and you? Hi.
Good, thank you. I'm very good. It's nice to have the kids back at school.
I know, it's great.
Yes, because you're in
Looking
Victoria.
feeling out there, but it's good.
Yeah, and you're in Victoria and I'm in New South Wales. So your kids have probably taken a little bit longer to get back based on the
Yeah,
Victorian
they went back
restrictions.
26th. I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yep.
26th of May. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, mine will be full-time next week, but they're pretty much full-time this week. So yeah, oh, it's good. It was nice to have them home, but it's also nice to have them back at school. So it's a bit of everything. All right. Well, I would love to talk to you about the illustration process of our new book, which is Chasing Rainbows. There it is. There. Yay! We don't even have the book printed yet. We don't have a hard copy yet, do we? Because it's being printed probably as we speak.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's at the printers, in the machines, getting ready to come out into the world in August.
Oh, I would absolutely love to be in a printing factory and actually watch the pages come out of the printer and watching them then get cut and folded and bound. I would love to see that, love it. But not allowed to travel anywhere at the moment still. So, yeah.
What do you do? I don't think anybody's experienced a pandemic, so it's something, yeah. What do you do?
Crazy.
It's an experience. That's all I can say.
It is, isn't it? But the lucky thing is our book is still coming out August. First week of August, Chasing Rainbows will be in bookshops and will be ready to be ordered through your online stores as well, or through your independent booksellers. So let's talk about the illustration process, because I find in picture books this is absolutely fascinating. The manuscript or the story tells only half the story, and so the author has to step back at some point and hand the story over to an illustrator like yourself and let them tell the other half of the story, and then it's a beautiful relationship between them, their visuals and the words, to then have this wonderful reading experience for the kids. So I would love to know, when our publisher, Big Sky Publishing, sent you the manuscript for Chasing Rainbows and you decided, wow, that's the best story I've ever read. I'm assuming that's what you had. What's the illustrators usually start having, when they resonate with a manuscript, I believe you start having things come to you pretty quickly. So what were the first images that came to you in your head when you started reading the manuscript for the first time?
Well, when I received Chasing Rainbows, I knew it'd be about rainbows. So when I started reading it, it was the two kids. I was like, I relate to that. And in their backyard doing all sorts of things. I relate to that. I'm like, that's what my brother and I used to do. And then, images start popping up. And if it's a story that I think you connect with, you'll say yes, definitely. And anything to do with kids having adventures is something, I'll do. That's me. I'm going to do that. I'm always trying to go back to my childhood. Yay! I'm doing it again.
Oh, and in the book we did No Baths Week together, the characters in that story were in the background, in the backyard and the front yard for a lot of that book. And similar things happen this time, back in the backyard again. But this time the backyard's slightly differently designed and the house is slightly differently designed. And you've talked about No Baths Week house, and it was designed on someone's house that you knew. What about this backyard and this house? What did you base all that on?
Well, I actually received 3 manuscripts and that Chasing Rainbows was within one of them. And when we were promoting No Baths Week, I was in the plane heading over to you to do the launch of No Baths Week, and I just saw this amazing sand dunes everywhere. I was like, wow, this is great. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be my my background for Chasing Rainbows. I thought, I'll actually base this in Newcastle. And
I didn't know that.
That's what I did. Yeah, I thought it's a beautiful place. I bet there's a lot of helicopter rides around here. Maybe people will have it, and I didn't know. But even in the reveal spread, that is actually in Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow, I'm glad we're having a chat then, because I'm learning so much as well. And I'm not going to show in this video what that big reveal spread is actually, because we want people to go and buy the book, don't we? And or borrow the book from a library and discover it themselves. Wow. Well, there you go. Didn't know that. I'm going to have to go and have another good look at that double spread and see if I can maybe find my house. Which I don't think I will, but anyway. So rainbows, as you said in our interview in the video before this one, you talked about the science. There is a bit of science inside this story, and it's done in a very subtle way that the children learn as they play in a self-guided sort of way. But as the creators of the book, we have to still get it right. We have to make sure the science is right. How much research did you have to do to make sure that you understood the science of rainbows?
I actually went onto YouTube, and you know how they have some science for children. I was watching all those videos and trying to understand rainbows from a scientific point of view. I mean, I can look out a window and go like, wow, that's a rainbow, but how's it made, how the water works, how the sunshine works, you know. You just know, in my basic knowledge, is you need sun and rain together, which is fine. Yeah. And but when I did find out about I don't know if we're allowed to say this. Are we allowed to say this? That the rainbows are a certain shape?
They are a certain shape. Say what you like. I've assumed if we've got people watching this video that they've probably already read the book.
Okay. So I had to find out why they were round, you know, and how they were made round, because you had sent me a few reference pictures of
photographs,
how they actually pictured it round, and I was like, wow, that's going to be a hard spread in my eyes. I was like, that's going to be a really hard spread to try to show how it would be round. So that was something I did have to kind of adjust and make so that it fit the page and all that. But I think it worked okay. Yeah. But it would have been like the page would have been from another helicopter taking videotaping that helicopter while looking at the rainbow. So basically it's the kid that's reading the child that's reading the book would be in the helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. Because to see an entire rainbow, you have to be up above it. Down on the ground, we can only see half of it. You have to be up in the air, and that's how the helicopter came into the story, because I had to get the kids up in the air, and they can't get up there on their own. Hence why Dad ended up being a helicopter pilot, and then he's got the means to help the kids get up in the air and chase them up in the air. Yeah. So spoiler alert, everybody, you have given away the ending, but that's all right. But it tells you that is important. If we did not get that right, the story isn't correct, editorially correct. And we had to be very careful in the spreads. What's in the sky? So do we have clouds? Do we have a bit of sun? Do we have both? And when the storm comes across, we had to make sure that all the sun was gone because the rainbow was gone. And that's why the rainbow was gone, because the storm had come. And so, we had to be really, really careful about all of that stuff. So hopefully we've got it right. There's no little scientist out there going, that's a bit red. All right.
If science came along, maybe he might say something different. I'll just enjoy the story with you.
Just a fun story. That's right. Oh, dear. All right. Well, often you have to get characters right before you can start then putting them in their setting and set up the whole book. So what about Sam and Ruby? Talk to me about your initial sketches and how they came to you and how you designed their look and their outfit and what have you.
Well, Sam and Ruby, this is actually one of my favorite parts of the process, is creating the characters of the book and creating their backgrounds. They actually become people to me in my mind. So I'm creating not just the character, but I'm creating who their father is, who their mother is, what experiences have they already had, you know, are they influenced by their parents or their grandparents? Do they have grandparents that visit them a lot? And all that. That's me.
I do the same thing. Yep, no, it's good.
So Ruby and Sam and Ruby, they had different names in the beginning. So I
Easy.
was creating them by that, which is fine. But, you know, things change. In the end, they came out like this, and this is what I submit to the publisher. So I give them a little line drawing and color so that they know.
I love the teddy, and the teddy ended up in the story too.
Yes, because I'm thinking she does have an imaginary friend, and a lot of times toys become very special to children during that time, to help cope and help understand the world. Sometimes they need somebody to talk to. And then I had some other characters to support our main characters. At first, when I initially drew, there's always a puppy in the story because they're just cute, and they really kind of translate the other feelings and the almost a pure feeling in the environment. So if the kids are having fun, but they find they're frustrated, the dog is still having fun. Like he's yapping about, going like, yeah, let's keep going. Come on. We still need to have fun. So we've got a little puppy here doing that. Yeah.
Oh, so he's a beagle. Yeah, I was trying to work out what kind of a dog he was.
A beagle. Yeah, so I thought a beagle would be fun because they're really clever, but they're very cheeky too. And in the beginning, there was another character there because I thought, oh, the puppy's always finding something, and he has to have somebody to play with. So that's where another character came in. Initially, it was a chameleon, but then I found out by research that chameleons are actually illegal in Australia. So I thought, a chameleon. So that's where the bearded dragon came out. Yeah,
that's fascinating. And they run around the background of the book, don't they?
They do. So it's Dad's one. It's his pet. He's into reptiles, and he's taking care of the bearded dragon. The reason why I wanted the chameleon in the beginning was because it changes colors.
Yep.
But so does the bearded dragon. Did you know that?
No. No. Wow. See, illustrators and authors both need to do their research, don't they? Wow.
So that's why I wanted him in it. I wanted an animal to be able to change colors. So I thought, the bearded dragon. At first, when I was drawing the dragon, I was like, wow, what did I get myself into? But then I was like, oh, get over it.
Well, I had no idea. Here, I'll just show the back cover. So you can see there's the puppy, and there's the bearded dragon playing there under the blurb. And they're all, it's lovely to have them running around in the background of the story, because I didn't write them in the story. Illustrators are allowed to add other characters in the background, and which you've done, which is fabulous. And it just adds another element and another depth to the story, doesn't it? And so keep an eye out on where they are in the story, because they're actually doing some fun things. Wow, and I love seeing sketches of the characters way before the book sort of gets going, just to see sort of where they came from.
That's right.
All right, so can you talk us through then? So you've got your characters sort of designed and ready to go and approved through the publisher. Where do you go to from there? Like, how do you start sort of setting out all the spreads in the book and working your way to colour?
Well, after the characters have been approved and everybody's happy with the characters, the publisher, because for marketing reasons, they want to get the cover out. So I'm designing the cover and at least the first 3 spreads of the book. So I'll have the cover, and usually I'll send a couple of pages or a couple of designs to them, and they would say yes or no to one of them, or they might say, no, we don't like any of them. So do it again.
Oops.
Which is fine. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you can't be too attached to things. And then we go on to the thumbnails, which you can see here. I've got some thumbnails. So these are the ones that I send to the publishers, and they'll go, okay, yes, let's go. You can go along with that. And usually I would just start on the first 3 spreads, still giving them the thumbnails for the rest of the book as well. Because sometimes I'll see the book in a whole and just sketch it all out in one go, or it'll probably take me a week to get all the thumbnails out. But yeah, sometimes I can't. Like with this one, the particular spread that we needed to get right. It even said in the email, we need to get this spread right. I'm like, yes, we need to get this spread right. Definitely. It's like a little bit of pressure there, but I thought, oh yeah.
Well, it is the big reveal page.
It is, and you have to get it right. Otherwise, it just flops. It's like, a film. It's like, yes, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And talk to me about the cover.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and what about the cover? Can you show the sketches for the initial ideas for the cover? Because I know there were a couple.
There were a couple. So this was, these were the two. Like, these were actually the two covers. This one I did like. I was like, oh, I'm hoping you pick that one because it's got a nice umbrella and Ruby's holding it and they're still playing with the water. Well, with this one, I thought, because they like drawing in the opening spread, they've got a whole desk of drawings of, planning rainbows and how they're made and how are we going to catch one. So they've got one of those, and I thought, oh, we can show that there or in the background, all their drawings. And but I'm glad they picked the other cover design because.
And here's the final. Do you want to hold up the sketch of this one, Cheri, and we'll just hold them side by side?
Yeah.
There you go. So you can see rough to final. And the funny story is, Ruby wasn't called Ruby when you were sketching up the cover. She was called Sophie. And along the rewriting process, as Cheri was illustrating, I was doing some rewrites, and the publishers asked me to change their names because Sam was actually called Xavier, which is a very difficult name to sound out for our readership. So I decided to call them Sam and Ruby, but Ruby's name was influenced by the umbrella on the final art for the cover because it's maroon and it's my favorite color, and Ruby is also a color which is similar to maroon, and that's how she ended up with her name. So what about color? How did you decide on the color palette for this book?
When I was initially designing and picturing things in my head, I knew it would be a lot of rain. I thought it'll be a place with a lot of green. So it was a lot of green in the backyard, and but I wanted almost like rainbow elements to pop out from places. So in their room, it's just full of just rainbow stuff everywhere. So here's the rainbow, and
I'll show that spread. I'll hold that spread up. There you go.
Yeah. That took a long time to actually paint. I had a lot of little bits and pieces to go, all the red bits, all the orange bits, and all that. But yeah, so, and because it's we have a little boy and a little girl in the story, and having a boy and a girl, my house is very mixed. It's like I've got cars everywhere, and then I've got dollies everywhere, and I just wanted to bring those two worlds together where it's not too fluffy and not too zoomy with cars. So just bring the two, I think, more of the primary colors into the story, like the rainbow basically.
Yeah, because I really wanted a gender neutral book with this one. I really wanted this one to appeal to both boys and girls, because I don't want people to think rainbows are just for girls. They're not. They're for anybody who likes colour and adventure in the backyard and who loves weather and what's happening in the sky and the magic of rainbows and where they come from and where do they go. And, there's always that what's at the end of the rainbow and, stories and legends of, pots of gold and things like that. So I wanted to make sure very gender neutral book.
I did that as a kid. I try to trace rainbows with my brother. We go, there's a rainbow, let's go. But at the end of the road, we're not allowed to go a certain extent of our street. It's far. We can't get there.
Oh, it's funny. I actually have a story of chasing rainbows. About 3 months ago, down the end of our street. Oh, the rainbows were absolutely beautiful in the sky this particular day. And there's a bridge over the top of a railway line at the end of our street. So the kids and I took the dog for a walk and went down there. And of course, we got up there, took the photo, but then the rain hit. Like, we got stuck down there. So I had to ring my husband, who was only 3 blocks away, to come down and pick us up. Wet dog, wet kids, all because we were chasing rainbows. Oh, so funny. Oh dear, the things you do for rainbows. Yeah, funny. So speaking of disasters, there's a disaster story for me. Talk to us about difficulties along the way, especially with drawing rainbows consistently throughout the entire book.
Well, that was a problem. I thought I needed to get the rainbows right in this book, and because I've done all the paintings in acrylic, it was hard. At first, I was like, on the first, I think it was, first or second spread, there's a part where the first rainbow comes out. I thought, okay, let's do this. How am I going to do this? Okay, I'm doing it. It turned out terrible. It was terrible. I was like, I just ruined the spread. Good thing it was only at the top of the spread, but I was like, oh, it was the.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the spread.
It was it was the first rainbow that they saw.
Is it above? Is it the spread that it's just above the house? Is it the little one just above the house? I'll just show a little bit. Is it this one?
Yeah, it was that one. It was that one, and I had a lot of trouble actually making it nice. And because rainbows are just perfect, they're not.
Yep.
If it was a different kind of style, I probably would have done it manually, but I just couldn't do it in this book. And there was a lot of rainbows coming out, and I thought, if I ruin every page with just my last touch of rainbow, I don't have the magic touch. I thought, I need help here. Photoshop, please help.
Oh, but you're right. They are a perfect circle. So, and because we wanted to be so editorially correct in this book, that's exactly right. Then you had the complication of getting that right in the illustrations. Thank goodness for technology to help you out.
Exactly. If I had submitted that to our publisher, they would have just gone, everything's great but the rainbow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Which is the whole core of the story. And also too, you were saying in our earlier video, because you could do the rainbow digitally, it made it look more of the magic of a real rainbow than it being like in a solid form if you drew it yourself.
That's right. So with rainbows, it's a little bit transparent. You can see the background, you can see the clouds still. And I wanted to actually have that in the story. So when I tried it by myself, it didn't work out. So I thought, you know what? That's the amazing thing about digital work. Photoshop, you can do things, amazing things. And I have no boundaries in terms of tools. I think anything that works, you should use. I don't get stuck in one idea, so that's great for me. Great.
Wow, you're flexible, nice and flexible. Good girl. And what's your favourite part? If you've got a favourite spread or a favourite part of the process?
Favorite part of the process is character design. I do enjoy making the characters, and of course making the spreads come out when they come to life is great. At first, with anything, the first wash of the colors, you think, is this really going to work? Is this going to work? And you're like, okay, just keep layering it, keep putting in the magic, keep doing it. It'll come there, it'll come. You know the process. So when it comes to the end, I'm holding it up. Oh, it's done. And it turned out great. But yeah, when it doesn't turn out great and you're looking at it, you're just going like, what can I do to make it great? And you're just thinking about the things. But I think the spread that I spent the most time thinking about was the reveal page, and how I would do it. So, and how I would show it. at first, that page actually took quite a few things to get it right. I had to do a lot of washes, and I think I was also nervous at the same time by doing all these washes. I didn't want to get anything wrong. And when I looked at it, it didn't look great. So I had to go back to the drawing board, put it back down. I know there's something I can do about this.
Yep.
And it finally came to me. I was reading a story. I was listening to a story. A lot of times I listen to audiobooks while I'm painting. And it was something magical in the story as well. So while I was listening to the story, I started doing stuff just by them talking about symbols. I'm just drawing out the trees with the just things that coming into my head. And I thought, oh, it's coming. And I thought, oh, let's go with this. And I started just doing the extra more layers to the spread. And then when I put it up, I was like, yes, this is going to work. This will work. Yeah.
That right. And you've got to, sorry, I've interrupted you. You've got to use your gut instinct a lot, don't you, with this? Because and you know when you've got it right.
Yeah. And you know when you don't have it right.
And you want it right. Oh,
yeah.
Very good. Yeah. And it is. It's you're just sort of helping people understand and value picture books, that the pictures are not there to mimic what the words say. They've got a job all on their own. And the heart and soul that illustrators put into that and making that book just have that specialness once the words and the pictures come together, that the words can't do on their own and the pictures can't do on their own either. But sort of bringing that all together is just all the part of the magic of picture books. It's and that illustrators really do rip their hearts open and make sure that's on the page as well.
But we're extremely cheeky too. We throw in stuff.
And speaking of that, at the beginning of the story, I won't give too much away, but the kids ask each other a couple of questions about whether there are things related to rainbows. So they're sort of imaginary things, but you've hidden them for real in the story.
Yeah.
I found them. I have found them. I will make a note. Find the unicorn people. There is a unicorn hiding in the book, and it's not on the first double spread in the bedroom. There's a unicorn hiding later in the book, and I'm not going to tell you where it is, and it's not the only thing hiding either. So really have a look, because this cheeky lady here, right here, has hidden stuff in these illustrations. So go hunting. While you're chasing rainbows, hunt for hidden things.
There's other stuff. There's probably stuff we haven't found yet.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. And I cannot wait to get a copy of our book in our hands so that I can really sit down and digest the whole thing once we've brought everything together. Because sometimes it feels a bit disjointed, doesn't it? When you see roughs and I'm rewriting the words and it's all in a digital file, and then you just want to see it printed and hold it in your hands, don't you?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you. We might end it there. Thank you for illustrating Chasing Rainbows.
Well, thank you for writing it.
Oh, that's I bled writing this one, I can tell you. It's that little day at my dining table with my daughter to finally have the book in my hands. It's been a few years now. It's 2014 and it's 2020. Oh. So 6 years.
See? Long process.
It's a very long process. So yeah, and she's in year 6 now, so it's nice. A book that started in kindergarten will be out before she goes to high school. So yeah, so that's pretty special for me.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing the illustration process. I've learned a lot about our book from our chat today. I really appreciate it, and thank you for putting your heart and soul into our book.
No, thank you for writing it. So
my pleasure. See ya.